Good morning again. My name is Jamie with MyTarot.org. And it's time to take that 10 or 15 minutes just to take a breath. Relax, remind ourselves that, no matter how the day is going or how the day is starting, we can afford to at least take a few minutes, take that breath, check in with the universe. See if there's any angers or resentments. Use this as a daily inventory, just to check in. Where am I at? What am I feeling? So that maybe later on, if angers or resentments start to pop up, we've already talked about them, you've already looked at them, and you've said, you know what? I'm just not going to let it affect me today. So starting the day, feet flat on the floor, butt in the seats, shoulders and neck relaxed. Just kind of open ourselves up. I was sitting here doing that, and I was trying to think of the words. It's funny, sometimes the words just don't come, but it really is almost like trying to find our own sense of poetry, our own sense of narrative in life that makes sense. And it just reminded me last night while I was doing a reading for somebody that when we start making sense of things, it is like a song, or it is like poetry if we just take a minute to breathe, relax, meditate, find a focus. It really does help to put things into perspective. So that's part of a daily inventory, is just trying to find a way to put ourselves in perspective with the universe. With just this one moment out of the millions of other moments we're going to live. But just for right now, for the next 5 minutes, we're allowed to just not worry, think, have anxieties. And check in with the universe, my goodness. So what does the universe have for us today? Okay. So taking that breath, relaxed. Listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. And laying out our 3 stacks here. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. Each one a different thought. Each one a different conversation. And as I like to think of it, if you believe in the multiverse, each one of these is a different path. Because this conversation will lead us down one path, this a different one, and this a different one. And it just kind of amazes me because whichever stack we choose, there's 2 different conversations we didn't have. So that's where the intuition comes in, which stack to choose. And I'm going to go with what's right here in the center, what's right at the heart. And I'm going to do our 3 and 1. And I'll flip them over one at a time, just like we're reading the pages of a book. And we start out with the Knight of Cups. So knights are fire and energy. Cups are emotions and feelings. So as I like to describe the knight, so we have the page, the knight, the queen, the king. And who is it the king sends in the battle? It's going to be the knights because they're the excited one. It's when we have that enthusiasm and that energy. And so with the cups, sometimes it's, with all that enthusiasm and energy, it can lead us into emotional situations, romance, things like that. But we see that our horse here, our knight, is looking at this card. So let's see what this card is. It's the Magician. So when we deal with court cards can be us, somebody else, or part of a situation. And this knight is staring at the magician. And the magician is when we have skills, when we have knowledge, when we have gathered our tools. In most of the tarot decks you see, the magician is going to have a cup, a wand, a sword, a pentacle. They're going to have all the tools that they need to manifest whatever it is that we need. We have the 10 of coins. So coins, home, coins are homes, finances, things that keep us grounded. Tens. So I like to think of the tarot and numerology as a race. You have 1 through 10. You have 1, you start a seed, you plant it, starts growing. 2, you have choices. 4 legs on the table, you get stability. You get up to like 5s and challenges. 7s where we are more than halfway through, and 8 we're like pushing to get to the end. 9 is when you win the race. 9 is woohoo, we're done. 10 is what we do afterwards because we're ready to go through a new cycle. And so this is what we have, the prize, what we live with after we're done with the 9. And so I'm interested in seeing what the advice card is, because the 10 of coins, whereas it shows a completion, it shows whether it's a health thing, a finance thing, a work thing. It shows a stability and time for a new cycle. But it's also not the most emotional card in the deck. And we have the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is all about the emotions and running with the emotions. So we have 2 different sides here, with the Magician in the middle. So where are we going with that? We have the Devil. Okay, so what is the Devil? This is actually a pretty cool Devil card. So the Devil is the things that we chain ourselves to, like we see this little bird chained to a rock. And how do we do that? Well, the Devil card is actually about the harms we do to ourselves or others. It's those traits that we have, those bad habits. Some people look at it, they'll say like an addiction or something like that, and that's true. But it's the day-to-day things that we also do that we know it's like, why do I keep doing this? It's those habits that we should change, or we feel that we would like to change, but we still do these things. And so it's those things that we're chained to. So what the Devil card is pretty much saying is the advice is it is about self-reflection. It's about saying, what do we need to know? So the Knight of Cups is all about passion. The Knight of Cups is all about passion. So if this is us, this is that thing that we are passionate about, that we want to go with, the thing that we love. And we develop our skills. And we work on our skills. And we become like the magician. When we talk about passion isn't something that you can put on a scale and weigh. Passion isn't something, that has a physical weight, and yet it weighs us down. It's something that we feel just as much as we feel a 10-pound weight. And it's something that we can run with, and we learn, and we put our passion into something, and we all want to take what we're passionate about, and we want to be able to achieve that goal. And that's what this is about, is finding our passion, honing that passion, and achieving a goal. Today, though, we have these 2 majors. Minor cards are day-to-day cards. Great. The majors are the ones that we want to pay attention to. Majors are the destiny cards. And so as we look at this, it's saying that we want to achieve our goals. We want to put the effort in. We want to put the effort in. We want to. We do. But what's the one thing holding us back? Me. You know, a lot of people don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. But the big thing that holds me back from doing what I want to do, and I'm a musician, I can write, I can do all these other things. I have a lot of things that I'm passionate about. Or some people would say obsessed. But a lot of times I get in my own way. I am my own worst enemy. And see how that's just kind of describing the devil. So what it's just saying today is that the goal is achievable. That the magician, if you look up the definition of magician, you always see the word manifest. That's a big word nowadays. But it's saying that we can achieve it. We need to remember that we can achieve the things that we're passionate about. We just need to remember that we get in our own way. And what can we do to examine that and push past it? So, what are we passionate about? What is it that we are willing to put the time and effort in because we really love this? And what's it going to take to achieve that goal without us getting in our own way? So, that really is actually a really good reading for us today, because it is, you know, a lot of us will look at the tarot, or a lot of us will look at our passions, art, how we feel, and there are things we want to achieve. And it's never a bad thing to say, what can I do to improve myself, to make myself go one step further? And that's all this is saying, but it's saying that those little steps, because of the majors that we have here, you know, there are no little steps. Each moment in the process we take, every small moment is important to achieving what we want. And it just shows that it's like we can do it. This, you know, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But I want to thank you again. It is Friday. I'm excited that it's Friday because I've got to do an event this weekend in Washington, D.C. Or actually tonight. Wow. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. Just a lot of other stuff going on this weekend. So I'm excited. So I hope you have an amazing day. Amazing evening wherever you are. I hope you have a really nice weekend, and I will see you again on Monday. Thanks a lot.